The Umpire Has No Balls by Debbie Bolsky. Fade in, home movie clips. Movie clips of a girl, Jessie Stiles, ages 5 to 12, playing baseball in T-ball, Little League and middle school, laughing and giggling all of the time, thoroughly enjoying it. A 5-year-old Jessie hits the ball over a 5-year-old boy's head. She giggles as she skips around the bases.
I owe a lot to my dad. After all, he was a major league pitcher too. Helped me hone my skills.
Jessie, 6 to 7, laughs as she tags a player out.
My dad, he hit 51 homers in 1990.
Jessie, 8 to 9, rounds the bases. Parents in the stands cheer. She crosses the plate and the footage shakes, then she turns cockeyed and upside down as she hugs the woman, mid-late 20s, shooting it.
And my boy hit 50, 17 years later. Only father and son players to do that.
Jessie, 9 to 10, catches a pop-up. Her team joyfully mobs her.
Well, we were the first father and son duo to play for the same team at the same time.
Jessie, 10 to 11, strikes out.
And hit back-to-back singles to boot. Top that.
Jessie, 11 to 12, playing shortstop. Tries to stop the ball but can't as it rolls between her legs.
My mom, professional softball player, till I came along.
End of home movie clips. Interior, dugout, day. Interview footage.
Growing up, she's the one who trained me. Everything I am, I owe to her.
He waves his arm around all of the players who were just interviewed and are milling around the dugout.
And she knows the game better than any of us guys.
Interior, bedroom, sunrise, 2004. Sun spills in through the window. Bedrooms completely neat and organized, nothing out of place. Pictures, all having to do with baseball, adorn the walls. Baseball trophies shined and arranged over a shelf. A baseball game plays in the background over the TV. A man's pants, shirt, underwear, and socks all neatly folded on a dresser. The only thing in the room out of place, woman's clothes scattered all around. Covers move up and down on a creaky bed.
Yes, yes.
Home run crack of the bat on the TV. Crowd cheers. A grown-up Jessie, early 20s, a bit of a mess but still undeniably beautiful, pops out from under the covers.
Yes!
Dan Calhoun, early 20s, a good-looking, self-assured jock, sticks his head out as well.
And I wasn't even trying that hard. How about going for a doubleheader?
Jessie wraps the covers around her and jumps off the bed. Dan crawls under the sheet.
Hey, it's cold.
She scurries around, scooping up her clothes and hurriedly climbs into them.
Sorry, but it's late. Early and I gotta go.
Jessie, now dressed but still looking for something, stands over Dan. He takes her hand and kisses it.
Come on. Stay a little longer. Please.
Jessie seductively maneuvers her hand under the sheet. Dan has a very pleased look on his face until she yanks out her underwear and bra.
Aha.
She shoves them into her purse and heads towards the door.
At least let me buy you breakfast.
No time.
Well,
Dan studies her closely, trying to remember.
I never did catch your name.
Jessie points to the TV.
That game's 3 days old, and the Mets lost in extra innings.
I'm a Marlins fan. I like reliving it.
Jessie laughs as she hurries out.
Your name?
But she's gone. The fans cheer at another play and Dan shifts his attention back to the TV. He leans forward and watches the game very closely.
Yes!
Exterior, University of Central Florida baseball field, day. Freshly mowed field, relaxed players, 18 to 22, dressed in a mixture of UCF home and away uniforms, positioned on the field or in the dugouts. Runners on second and third. The umpire, outfitted in an oversized uniform, face hidden beneath the mask, stands behind the catcher and surveys the field and dugout, taking it all in. Dutch Boylan, late 40s, the never cracks a smile, out-of-shape ex-linebacker, stands to the side. His eyes never leave the umpire as he scribbles in his pad.
Tick-tock, rookie.
The umpire snaps back and signals for the game to continue. Dan, a shit-eating grin on his face, steps into the batter's box.
You got some last night, didn't you?
And if she's lucky, there will be a repeat performance tonight.
Dan digs in and readies himself. The umpire's focus is slowly on the pitcher and the ball. Slow motion. The pitcher pitches the ball. Dan grits his teeth and swings the bat. A sharp grounder rolls to the third baseline. All of the runners round the bases. The umpire moves from behind the plate and shadows the ball. The mask is tossed, revealing it's Jessie. As her eyes never leave the ball, she hesitates, then signals. End slow motion.
Foul!
Runners slide to a stop and pivot to her. Dan gets in her face.
That was fair. Skips.
He smiles as he realizes who the umpire is.
Over the bag.
Jessie's serious game face never changes.
Did not.
Did too.
The players mutter in agreement.
Well, since mine's the only opinion that counts, it was foul.
She strides back to the plate. Dan eyes her ass.
The ball's coming, Calhoun, whether you're here or not.
Dan hurries back and readies himself. The pitcher goes into his windup.
Never use a girl blue. Bet she's on her period.
Jessie steps out from behind the plate. The pitcher lets go of the ball.
Time!
The ball sails over everyone's head and crashes against the backstop.
You know I'm not.
She signals ejection.
And you're gone.
What'd I do?
The UCF coach runs over, talks to Dutch, not Jessie. Dutch continues taking notes.
You can't do that. I got no one left.
Not my problem.
Come on, be a guy.
I'm not, and he's done.
Dan shoots her a dirty look as he walks off.
That makes me one man shy.
Forfeit.
All of the players glare at Jessie as they walk off the field. The UCF coach looks at Dutch, who still takes notes.
I can't believe you let her. What are you writing? We're not even playing.
My dinner order. There's this little Italian place.
This is the last time I let some girl decide my team's fate, practice session or not.
The UCF coach stomps off.
That was so cool. Did you see how I...
Dutch rips off a piece of paper and sticks it into her hand.
Your strike zone's too wide, arm shakes on the safe calls, leg covering plays on the bases, and don't ever hesitate on a call again. That won't earn you high marks when umpire development evaluates you.
What?
You don't screw up too badly, they might slot you into one of the openings.
Jessie joyfully runs towards him, her arms outstretched,
Don't. Took me long enough to convince the wife there's nothing between us.
as Dutch saunters off.
Don't embarrass me, rookie.
Jessie laughs and wildly dances around the empty field as a rock version of Take Me Out to the Ball Game gets louder and louder. Her dancing builds to a wild frenzy until
You can't dance.
Jessie and the music stop. She turns to Dan, who gathers equipment.
Well, you can't hit.
Dan picks up a bat and goes into his batting stance.
Not according to the tourists. They're checking me out.
Jessie shakes her head in disgust and gets behind him.
And if they'd been here today, that'd be it for you.
Jessie roughly grabs his hands and repositions them on the bat.
Grip this more evenly and lower.
Knew you couldn't keep your hands off me.
Using her feet, she kicks his legs apart.
You're way too scrunched.
She leads him in swinging.
Then how'd you like to give me another lesson on how not to be?
Horn honks.
9 o'clock?
Jessie lets go, looks at him for a beat. He shoots her a sexy smile, which she returns. Horn continues honking.
9:30.
She runs off the field as Dan playfully practices swinging the bat.